We have breaking news this morning out of Israel. There has been a major incursion from the Gaza Strip. Many Palestinian militants are pouring through. There has been a major breach in the Israeli defense systems and in the border walls. They've had thousands of rockets have been fired so far, landing in Israel proper. There has been many reports of Israeli citizens being killed. Many more, perhaps in the dozens, have been kidnapped and taken back into the Gaza Strip area where the Palestinians are. This situation is quite serious. And here's what we know so far. According to initial results, and listen, this is all breaking, so these reports are probably going to be partial or possibly even inaccurate later. But as we get more information, we'll come back to you. But right now, it appears, at least in the early morning hours, that 2 IDF bases have been overrun. Many other civilians, like I said, have been killed. One report says that 14 Israeli tanks have been captured by Hamas, and that could really step up the risk to Hamas, to the Israelis. And the Iron Dome apparently was overwhelmed by the saturation of rockets, and they're rushing up resupplies right now to try to put that up. But the Hamas has been, by one report, some Hamas troops have incurred within 10 kilometers into Israel proper. And what their objective is and what they're trying to do is uncertain. But the Israelis are taking this very seriously. And just moments ago, the prime minister had this to say.
אזרחי ישראל, אנחנו במלחמה. לא במבצע, לא בסבבים, במלחמה. הבוקר חמאס פתח במתקפת פתע רצחנית נגד מדינת ישראל ונגד אזרחיה. אנחנו בתוך זה משעות הבוקר המוקדמות. כינסתי את ראשי מערכת הביטחון. הנחיתי קודם כל לטהר את היישובים מהמחבלים שחדרו פנימה. הפעולה הזאת מתבצעת בשעות הללו. במקביל הוריתי לבצע גיוס מילואים נרחב ולהשיב מלחמה שערה בעוצמה ובהיקף שהאויב לא הכיר. האויב ישלם מחיר שהוא לא ידע כמותו.
So you see there from Benjamin Netanyahu that they are calling up reserves. So they are actually taking this very, very seriously, and this could really, really escalate. Now, look, we have to be honest, and one of the things we do at Deep Dive here is we don't just take the surface level things, but we look deeper into it. And the question we need to ask is, why now? Why are the Palestinians doing this? And look, like any kind of a conflict, there's not just one side of the story. There are two. And the Palestinian side, they have been protesting extremely poor living conditions for a long time now. And so apparently none of those have not resulted in anything, at least not to the Palestinians successful. And there's been lots of incursions by the Israelis into the Palestinian areas where there have been many people killed. There's been a number of Palestinians killed, and a handful of Israeli soldiers have been killed as well. And it looks like that their frustration has finally boiled over, and now that has resulted in this action. And what they're trying to accomplish is unclear. What their intent is unknown, because, look, there's no Palestinian army that can go against the Israeli army. And if it gets into a big fight, this could get really ugly really fast for the Palestinians. And look, the majority of them are just innocent civilians caught in the crossfire, not unlike some of the Ukrainian people in the war between Russia and Ukraine there. Now, what we have to find out in the coming days is, what is this going to do to the Arab-Israeli rapprochement that's been going on? Because one of the key issues between Israel and Saudi Arabia has been to improve the plight of the Palestinians and to move towards a two-state solution, which of course is decades in the process and hasn't resulted in anything so far. Let's see, the Saudi Arabia has come out already, and they said that they, of course, are calling for calm. They want this situation resolved. Iran is, of course, jumping on the opportunity. They say they are standing with the Palestinian side, and that's just going to cause more angst between Israel and Iran, which is already quite high. And now then it's just unclear how all this is going to play out. One of the potential reasons for this from the Palestinian side could be that they're sending a signal not just to Israel, but to the Arabs, because they're saying, you guys are not doing anything for us. That's their view of it. And that may have been part of what prompted him. But this looks like it's a desperation situation on the side of the Palestinians. And it just is going to be very hard to see how this turns out to be anything good. We can certainly say it's a foolish thing for the Hamas to do, and I just don't think it's going to end up well for them. But we just need to be, everybody needs to be aware that this appears to be a very serious escalation in the Middle East. It could have reverberations across the entire region, and it's something that Deep Dive is going to be paying a lot of attention to and bringing you news as it happens in the future. That's all we got for you this morning. Talk to you later.